What's poppin'? It's your boy Joey back again with another video. Now, I don't know about you guys, but being in quarantine for so long has given me some time to think. It made me think about how things are going to be once everyone has been fully vaccinated. Now, it's kind of hard to keep the cases low, like sometimes they're increasing a bit, sometimes they're lowering, and it's kind of hard to keep it at like as low as possible. But right now, we're still sanitizing our hands as best we can and wearing our masks whenever we go into places. But I still think about how life is going to be once everything is back to normal. So something that came to mind was how we're going to interact with people. Because I feel like we've been inside for so long that when we finally like go and talk to someone, our brain's just going to have a malfunction and be like, hey man, But that's not the only thing. What about the people who went to school during the pandemic? Basically, all that was online classes. And what the teachers did, they would appear on screen for about 15 minutes and say, here's your assignment, it's due at the end of the week, and that's basically it. If you had any questions, you could just email them and be like, hey, I got some questions, can we organize some time together? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, we can talk about it at that time. But that's basically all the classes were. They would appear for 15 minutes, say, this is it, go do that. And if you're someone like me, who kind of procrastinates a lot, you're gonna wait until like the last day to do it. And then you scramble as best you can to get it all done, and you just pass it in with like 2 seconds left. So it's gonna be very complicating because most people didn't get an actual immersive experience with these online classes. Like, you weren't in a good learning environment. Like, there's plenty of things at your house that can distract you. And like, you're not getting the full knowledge and experience of all this. So what I think of when people like these people will go and try and get a job somewhere, and they'll try to do their job there, and they'll mess up at some point, and their boss will look at them and be like, hey man, what the heck, like, this is easy, didn't you learn this in school? All you would have to do is look at them and be like, hey man, I went to school during the pandemic. They'd be like, oh shit, sorry man, like, just do the best you can with it, don't even worry about it. But I also thought about the people who tried to learn a new skill during this time. Some people might want to learn how to cook or bake. They want to learn a new language. So to me, it feels like if I go out and talk to someone and be like, hey, what'd you do during the pandemic? They'll be like, oh man, I learned German. I did this. I did that. I baked this. I was cooking this. I learned a lot of stuff. Like, what did you do? I'd be like, I just ate food, hit a sesh every now and then, played some games, and talked with my friends on Snapchat. Basically it. And what I thought about, if I ever have a kid someday, they'll go to school and probably learn about history, and there'll probably be a section in there about COVID. And so they'll learn about that, and they'll look at me and be like, Dad, were you there during COVID? I'd be like, yeah, I was, kid, I was. And he'll be like, what'd you guys do? I'm like, oh, I just played games, took a nap, ate food, you know, nothing big. And like, that's basically it there. But something that kind of good that did come out of all of this is the fact that I was able to create this YouTube channel and make videos and found something that I find enjoyable to do. And before I go, I have one last thing to say, is that hopefully some of you have found something that you like, and you found like a realization in yourself about something you have a passion for, or maybe something that you did during the whole pandemic. Maybe you learned a new skill and you find something like important during this whole time. But anyway, that kind of does it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with friends and family, and I'll see you guys real soon. Deuces.